Rama and Lakshmana, and actually Vishwamitra, also did not know what would be their experiences in the journey, started to free sages from the atrocities of the demons. Vishwamitra's main aim was to get Rama kill Tataka and her two sons. Rama's main aim was to fulfill and follow his father's orders. Dashratha told him to follow Vishwamitra's words, and that's what he intends to do. Lakshmana's aim always has been following his elder brother. So all three started the journey keeping these things in mind. After they walked for around 12 miles along river Sarayu, Vishwamitra wanted to make Rama and Lakshmana much stronger to help in their future quest. He asked them to do Achamana for purifying their body and mind to receive two mantras from him. He told them, after doing Achamana, I'll teach you two mantras called Bala and Atibala. After learning those, you will never feel tired. They will protect you from fatigue, illness, and old age. Using them will keep you powerful and knowledgeable. I'll teach them to help you in this journey and killing the demons in future. Hearing this, Rama and Lakshmana immediately did Achamana and sat to receive the two mantras. Both the brothers glowed bright with the power of the mantras after receiving them. These two mantras helped Rama and Lakshmana many times in their later life during trouble. They gave superhuman powers to both brothers in their continuous fights and wars with various demons and helped them with quick recovery from the fatigues of the war. During their war with Ravana many years later, the brothers had to continuously fight for many days and nights at a stretch multiple times. All those times, these two mantras came to their rescue and made them undefeatable. They have slept on the banks of river Sarayu near the confluence of Sarayu and river Ganga for that night. Seeing a hermitage nearby and being always inquisitive, Rama asked Vishwamitra about that hermitage. Sage Vishwamitra told them about the legend of the hermitage Anga, where Lord Shiva burned down Kamadeva, the god of love. Long back, when Lord Shiva was meditating there, Kamadeva tried to disturb his meditation by sending arrows of love towards Shiva. Shiva, in anger, opened his third eye and, with the fire thus issued, burnt Kamadeva to ashes. Since Kamadeva became bodiless, he came to be known as Ananga, meaning one who has no body parts from then on. The place came to be known as Anga. The disciples of Shiva have been living there since ages, and due to their long penance, all of them became pure and sacred. In modern days, this Anga ashram is identified with Kameshwar Dham, situated in the Balia district of Uttar Pradesh, where we can see a Shiva temple even today. Next morning, Rama, Lakshmana, and sage Vishwamitra boarded a boat and started crossing the river. In the midstream, they heard a loud sound of clashing waters, as if there is a waterfall. Rama inquired about the sound, as they could not see the source of the sound. Sage Vishwamitra told them that long back Lord Brahma created a beautiful sacred lake from his mind. It is called Manasa Sarovar and is near Mount Kailasha. River Sarayu originates from Lake Manas Sarovar, making it also a holy river. The sound they are hearing now was due to the merging of river Sarayu with another holy river, Ganga. As this meeting place of the two great rivers is a very sacred place, he advised both the brothers to pay their respects. Rama and Lakshmana offered salutations by folding their hands and praying to both the holy rivers and continued on their journey. Later they reached the southern bank of Ganga. There they found a dark and dangerous looking forest. It was uninhabited but had a negative energy flowing in it, as if it is filled with fearful predators. Rama inquired about the forest, and sage Vishwamitra told him the background story of the forest. Long time ago, Indra killed Vritra after a long drawn battle and lot of efforts. This Vritra was born out of sacrificial fires but looked like a demon and was doing many atrocities on people, like stopping the flow of waters in rivers, etc. Due to the long drawn war with Vritra, Indra became stained with impurities and lost his grace. In order to restore his older self, the gods and sages bathed Indra with Ganga water, strengthened further by powerful mantras to rid him of his defilements. After the bath, Indra regained his previous powers, but the water filled with his sins was deposited by gods at this place. The earth here magnanimously absorbed the impurities of Indra. As a thanking gesture, Indra blessed this place and gave a boon that this place will become prosperous and renowned in the world. Thus, two great provinces known as Malada and Karusha arose from this soil and prospered for a long time. That is, until a demoness called Tataka, who was the wife of Sunda, and her sons Maricha and Subahu took control of this place and started harassing the inhabitants. Hearing this, Rama asked Vishwamitra about Tataka and how come a woman became so strong and is harassing people. Vishwamitra continued telling the story of Tataka. Tataka was the daughter of a powerful Yaksha named Suketu who was childless. Suketu performed penance for sons but instead got a beautiful daughter Tataka as a boon from Lord Brahma. Lord Brahma endowed Tataka with the strength of 1,000 elephants. When Tataka grew up, she was given in marriage to Sunda, the son of Jambha. They had two sons named Maricha and Subahu. Later on, Sunda was killed by a curse from sage Agastya. Enraged by this, Tataka and Maricha attacked the sage. Sage Agastya cursed Tataka and her sons to become man-eating demons with monstrous forms. Since then, as sage Agastya was living in this place, Tataka started tormenting the inhabitants in the area with her great strength, along with her sons Maricha and Subahu. Slowly, all the inhabitants of the two great countries left everything behind and left this place. He further said, Tataka and her sons are the reason why I requested your father to send you along with me. Your purpose of this journey is killing these demons and freeing the sages and people from their atrocities. Hearing this, Rama was taken aback, thinking that he has to kill a woman, which goes against the beliefs he had until then. He asked the same question to Vishwamitra. Sage Vishwamitra answered him wisely. O Rama, know that Tataka is completely wicked and cruel. For the welfare of the Brahmins and cows, you must kill this wicked Akshi. As a Kshatriya, you must do what is best for the people of all the four castes and so have no hesitation about killing a woman. A king has a duty to do what will benefit his subjects, even if it is unrighteous. Don't you know how Indra killed the daughter of Virochana? In the same way, Lord Vishnu killed the wife of the sage Bhrigu when she planned to kill Indra. So leave all hesitation and be ready to kill the demoness Tataka, as it results in the welfare and upliftment of all the living beings. It is the evil you are killing here and not any normal woman. Hearing this, Rama convinced himself and prepared to kill Tataka. We will stop this story here and continue in the next episode how Rama killed the demons and rescued the place from their atrocities. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu.